Welcome back. To finish our discussion on A Parent's Guide to Gangs, joining me again is Marvin Blades. He's former Tulsa Police Department officer of 31 years, retired, now with Tulsa Public Schools Campus Police, and the president of 100 Black Men. Let's jump right in. I want to complete some of our terms here, and then I'm going to go into looking at some actual apparel and the warning signs end up with that of what we should look for in our kids.
Okay.
What is bleeding?
Bleeding is when you're wearing red. Blood, if you see a blood, a good example, I was at a funeral fairly recently. And at the funeral, a lot of young men showed up bleeding, wearing all red. That means they're bleeding.
Okay, all right, so that's gang affiliation. What is the sign, the terminology, what's up B?
That's a term that Bloods use as a greeting.
Okay.
It's also offensive if I walk up to somebody I know who's a Crip,
Yeah.
and I ask them, what up B? I'm asking for a fight. I'm asking for some problems.
Okay.
And so also a way to disrespect the Crip by saying that.
All right. What's up cuz? What does that mean?
It's just the opposite. If I walk up to a Blood and say, what up cuz, that's a Crip greeting, because of the C or the B word.
And I do notice that I'm saying it differently than you. I'm saying what's up cuz, and you're saying what up.
Yeah, they kind of
So
skip some of it.
right, they're not going to say it quite the way I was emphasizing. What about slob?
Slob is a derogatory term for Blood.
Okay.
It's a way to disrespect Bloods, to ignite them into doing something violent or offensive.
What about a crab?
Crab is a derogatory term for a Crip. And it's just the same thing as a slob, except for a different gang for the Crips.
Okay, if you hear putting in work.
Putting in work just simply means that I'm doing something to support my loyalty for that gang. It can be we're going to do a drive-by shooting, or we may go out and do a robbery, or we're going to just go out and what we call set trip. Go out and in front of a bunch of Crips, throw up blood signs, or just the opposite.
What about a chicken head?
A chicken head is, for lack of a trifling female.
Okay. Okay. What's a femur?
A female is somebody that's caught up in drugs, or somebody that's got a habit they can't shake.
All right. A juice. You hear about them talking about juice.
Juice is a term that a gang member uses. A gang member has a lot of status. He has a juice.
Okay.
That's what they mean when they're talking about juice.
What's chronic?
Chronic is another word for marijuana.
Okay. Wow. What if we hear word up?
It's just a greeting. And the good thing about word up, all gang members use it,
Okay. Okay, let me ask about a couple more, then I want to switch to looking at some paraphernalia here, some clothing. If you hear swoop down on.
Swoop down simply means that, I'll give an example. I got a problem with some Crips, and I know where they hang out, and I catch them slipping, catch them off guard. And then we're going to swoop down on them and do a drive-by, do something violent, or do something that disrespects their set.
Okay, and if you hear them talking about squabbling or scrapping, what does that mean?
Another term for fighting.
Okay, okay, wow. And there are many, many more on here too. I want people to know. So they definitely have to get in touch with you to get those things. Let's look at some clothing, okay? I have a picture here of a British Knight athletic shoe, okay, and it's worn by Crips. Why?
Because of the BK. You don't actually see the full word British Knight when you get the shoe. You see the letters BK. And for a Crip, it means blood killer.
Whoa.
Blood killer.
What about a Houston Astros baseball team hat?
Well, a lot of Hoover Crips like wearing that because of the colors. The dark blue and the orange and the star. And the word Houston starts with an H, Hoover Crips.
Okay. What about the NBA Chicago Bulls?
Chicago Bulls, B-U-L-L-S. It's red.
Okay.
So that tells you it's probably associated with Bloods. And the B-U-L-L-S means Bloods usually live longer, sucker, or Bloods usually live long, so-and-so. There's another word.
Oh my goodness. What about the Georgetown University Hoyas? Now, I'm a Georgetown graduate. How in the world could they take the Hoyas?
Well, they took the silver and the blue.
Okay.
So the blue tells you that's probably going to be a Crip. And the word Hoya, H-O-Y-A-S, who was on your blank slobs.
Okay. And we're talking about your rear end, the A part.
Well, they're not
Hoover's on your
when they say that.
A part. Okay, so we
not
want
necessarily
to
referring to that.
Okay. Wow. What about the Reebok athletic shoe?
Yeah, Reeboks. They generally is when you see the word a good example. We have a video that we put together where a young man lost his life, and he's of blood. He's laying on the street at the crime scene, and he's wearing Reebok shoes. Bloods wear Reebok because to them, Reebok means remember each and every blood, okay. REEBOK.
Whoa. Now let me ask you about the NFL Dallas Cowboys. How in the world can they take that?
Again, the silver and the blue.
Okay.
COWBOYS.
Okay.
Crips on the west side or Crips on the warpath banging on your slobs.
Oh my Lord. Let me just shift to one more, and then I want to get into these warning signs before I run out of time. The Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs, the color's red. So they'll tell you that it's Bloods. CHIEF, Crips hated in each F state.
Wow. And then there is also the K-Swiss shoe I saw in here.
Kill slobs when I see slobs.
Oh my goodness. Again, they'll have to get in touch with you for more information, but that's good to know because we'd miss that. We'd miss that if we see our children wearing that primarily in those colors. Sometimes we just think they're identifying with a team of which they know nothing about.
Most of the time they don't.
Okay, so let's wrap up here in my last couple of minutes here. Warning signs to look for our kids. Admitting they're in a gang, you talked about there are no wannabes for you. If they're openly admitting and claiming, you say they are.
Yeah, oh yes, because they're willing to put in work, they're willing to associate people who are. So that in and of itself tells me that they're more than willing to do whatever it needs to be to participate.
And we talked earlier about tattoos and brandings and obsession with colors and the sagging look and all of that. But what about if the child becomes all of a sudden rebellious, your child?
That's a very important point. You know, if you have a child that prior to this sudden change, you didn't have that problem, and all of a sudden they're combative, they're rebellious, they won't do what you tell them, they won't keep the room clean, they won't come home on time. Those are major signs that they're probably involved in something that they shouldn't be involved in.
And one other quick one, although there are many more on this list and I am out of time. If they were to have unusual things on their notebooks and scribblings and things like that, as well as injuries coming home that they really can't explain or you really can't figure out how they really got that.
A lot of times when you see an injury like that, it's not necessarily because they got in a fight at school. They might have been jumped in. That's one of the methods of getting initiated in the gang is getting jumped in. And a jump in for a lot of potential gang members is a fight.
Okay.
So that's not unusual.
All right.
Not unusual at all.
Thank you so much for joining me. Much, much more to go, and hopefully people will get in touch with you. And as always, we will continue to follow up with gangs and information we need to know from time to time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, that's our show. For Health Alert, I'm Pam Butler. I'd love to hear your questions, comments, or suggestions for future shows. Please write me at Health Alert USA, P.O. Box 50913, Tulsa, Oklahoma 74150. Or if you're on the email trail, please email me at healthalertusa@gmail.com. And also visit me on YouTube at youtube.com/Health Alert USA. Take care, and remember, look at your child or those children in your environment. Be attentive, be aware, and if you don't understand something, ask them. And then also contact Mr. Blades here so he can give you more information. Take care and be safe. This program would not be possible without the support of OU Physicians in Tulsa.